Hello. We will have 45 minutes together today. I am going to have fun. I hope you will enjoy it too. So now I will tell you what my plan is for our meeting, and then we will get acquainted, okay? I hope you see me. I don't see you, unfortunately, but then I will see you, I hope. So, first, I will tell you about 3 stereotypes about the Russian accent. Then, we will touch on the question, how can songs help and hurt your pronunciation? And then I will give you 3 tips that will improve your pronunciation in any language, guys. And then we will have enough time for your questions, for the discussion. I think now I'll switch from my very strong and charming Russian accent and take off this hat because it's hot. Yeah, my name is Maria, and the reason for this performance was to remind you what the Russian accent sounds like. Because I know that when we start learning a language, studying a language, we dive deep and we no longer notice this image, the sound image, or we may forget about it. I'm going to talk about stereotypes today. How do people usually imagine Russian? I'm going to tell you about 3 stereotypes I hear often from my students, from my followers, but you may add something else to the list, okay? First, I want you to know this phrase, this Russian phrase. Maybe somebody heard about it. Дыма без огня не бывает. Have you heard about it? So it means there cannot be smoke without fire. So it means that for everything, there is a reason. And in this particular case, I mean that every stereotype has some truth in it. That's why when I talk about a stereotype, I will first say why it's true, why it may be true, and then I will try to argue with it. So the first stereotype I heard about Russian is that Russian sounds hard. Hard in the meaning not soft. Well, yes. What can I say? Yes, because in Russian, there are only 6 vowel sounds. Well, here you can argue with me, but let's say 6 vowel sounds and 36 consonant sounds. Well, consonants make our speech a bit harder. That's true. In addition to that, in Russian, there are many consonant clusters. So you can come across a word where there are a few consonants together and you have to pronounce it somehow. And here you can see only 3 examples, but there are many more. Let's try to pronounce these words. Maybe you want to try?
Which words? The blue one?
Yeah, with the blue letters. Yeah, here, consonant clusters.
Здравствуйте.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Russian is my mother tongue, but I'm living in Germany and I'm seeing the first words and I'm thinking, wow, they are hard. Отстовывание встрепенуться. Он
Exactly. Yeah, so it's hard. Бодрствование, встрепенуться. Well, it does make our speech a bit harder, right? Yeah, the consonant clusters. So here I cannot argue. I cannot argue with that, but I will argue with the stereotype that the entire Russian language sounds hard because probably you heard about it, that for the Russian pronunciation, soft, palatalized consonants are very important. Palatalized consonants. We are not going to dive into this topic today, but I'm going to show you this, okay? Here I wrote a few phrases in Russian. I will read it in Russian. Всем привет, меня зовут Мария, я учитель. Which means,
Hello, everybody. And the second one means my name is, well, in this case, Maria.
Yeah.
And I studied or I learned.
The opposite. I'm a teacher. Я учитель.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Учитель, teacher.
I taught.
No. So I will pronounce these phrases again and pay attention to the way how I do it. It's in Russian. It's with soft palatalized consonants. Всем привет. Меня зовут Мария. Я учитель. Now I will try to replace the soft consonants with the hard ones. Let's see what we get. Всем привет. Меня зовут Мария. Я учитель. Who feels some difference?
I think it partly sounds Ukrainian.
Yeah, so it sounds like a Slavic language, but it's not Russian. Russian is soft because we have those soft palatalized consonants. I can do it again if you want. So again, soft. Всем привет. Меня зовут Мария. Я учитель. Hard. Всем привет. Меня зовут Мария. Я учитель. Okay, let's go on. The next stereotype I heard is that Russian sounds monotonous. Well, again, yes and no. If we compare it to, for example, American English, it may sound monotonous. Yeah. Do we have American native speakers here or just people who... Yeah, great. Could you please help me and read this phrase with emotion?
It's amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah, for a Russian native speaker, it sounds like, well, hold on, calm down. It's too much. As a Russian native speaker, I would say just, it's amazing. It's amazing, falling down. Yeah, and this, it's amazing. It's really hard to do this intonation pattern. So yeah, Russian may sound monotonous, but here I will argue again. In the Russian language, we have more than 7 intonation patterns, more than 7. And I will show you one of the examples. The intonation pattern can change the meaning of the phrase, by the way. Let's see. Вы понимаете, which means, help me.
You understand?
Yeah. So the first line, we read like, вы понимаете. Вы понимаете. Which means, you see, you understand. Yeah. The second line, we read like, вы понимаете? Вы понимаете? And that is a question. Do you understand? Yeah. And the last line, we read like, вы понимаете? Вы понимаете? The fourth intonation, which means here, well, it would be better for both of us if you understand this, what I say. Yeah, you'd better understand. So it was the first, the third, and the fourth intonation. So yeah, Russian may sound monotonous, but it has intonation patterns. So actually, in fact, it's not. One more stereotype I heard is that Russian sounds strict and rude even. Again, yes and no. I think that strictness and rudeness of the sound depends on the popularity of a certain intonation pattern. And now in the contemporary Russian language, intonation 2 is the most popular intonation. That's why it may sound rude. It's true. I'll give you some examples. Как дела? Классно. И что? Well, it's a falling intonation, so it may sound rude. But we have intonation 5 and 6, which sound differently. Who would like to read these phrases? Please.
Какая интересная тема.
Супер.
Какая тема?
So the first one, the fifth intonation. Какая интересная тема. Какая интересная тема. Up, down. Yeah, what an interesting topic. And the second one, it's intonation 6. Какая тема. And yeah. Again, it means what a topic, but here you feel it with your body. Intonation 6, it's pleasure. What a topic. Yeah. Okay, so Russian may sound strict, but sometimes it's not. And finally, we come to the question, what can I do to improve my pronunciation in Russian? How to improve my pronunciation? And very often I hear this answer or this advice to this question. Just listen to Russian songs. Listen to Russian songs and you will get very good pronunciation in Russian. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. We'll discuss it a bit later, but now I'll share my opinion with you, okay? My opinion and my experience. And I think that if you listen to a lot of songs, you will simply learn to listen to songs. The songs and listening to songs and singing may be very helpful. Maybe very helpful. Vocabulary, you will know more about the culture and so on. You may even practice some consonants there, but not always and not all of them. But the main point here is that the singing is good because it raises your soft palate. Raises your soft palate. When you are singing, the soft palate is raised. And this is the position which is needed to make the Russian placement. So for French native speakers, for example, speaking will help a lot. But singing is not good because the rules of reduction and melody of the words and songs are very different from real life language. And here again, I will give an example. Yeah, we'll come back to this song. Who recognized this song?
It's Katyusha.
Katyusha, конечно, yeah. So let's take this one. How do we sing it? Who would like to sing it?
I don't know, I can try maybe, but I'm not a native
Я
speaker.
поддержу. I will sing with you.
Расцветали яблони и груши, и поплыли туманы над рекой. Выходила на берег Катюша,
Yeah,
на высокий берег, на крутой.
круто. Yeah, brilliant. Yes, thank you very much. So, in a song, what we hear? Расцветали, поплыли. How many stresses are there in these words? A lot, more than one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in real life speech, in Russian, we have only one stressed vowel, and it stands out. It must stand out. This is the rule of the melody of the Russian language. So in real life speech, I would say расцветали. Расцветали. I'm not even saying anything about the reduction. Ей. Выходила. Поплыли. Yeah. And here is the problem that somebody can get used to singing and keep doing this melody in a wrong way, not in Russian. After I criticized this method, I will give you my advice, children. So what would I do if I started learning Russian from scratch? The first thing, I would give myself time to listen to Russian language. By giving myself time, I mean a few months, like 5-6 months. I would listen to Russian without understanding it, but I would just listen to it, to podcasts, videos, anything, just to get used to the melody, to intonation patterns. The second thing, placement is important. So melody, intonations, placement. Pay attention to the placement. The soft palate up and the tip of your tongue is working, we get the Slavic accent. The soft palate is down and you let the air through your nose, you get French accent. The placement matters. And the last, very practical, maybe obvious, but very good advice. Record yourself and listen to yourself, because the way you sound to yourself may differ from the way other people hear you. And now I would like to close the presentation so that I could see you, and I would love to hear your questions. If you agree, if you disagree, we can come back to some of the slides, we can talk and share our experience with each other. Regina, do you have a question?
At first, I wanted to say you thank you for this very nice presentation. Russian is my mother tongue, but the analysis of this, I never have done it. I had Russian in school in Germany, and I'm speaking with my parents in that, but this analysis, what you have done, it's really cool. And my idea was that we can make, I don't know, if it's possible today or in the meeting in Brno, if we could make this to compare this with other languages, how it's in other languages, or how, for example, it's really cool. In the pronunciation, it's very interesting. For me, for example, there are some letters like L. For example, if I'm saying for lamp, for me, it's very difficult to say lampa. I'm saying lampa, but it's wampa, and then other people hear wampa. For example, such things. Or I'm living in Germany, and the Russian r. Because I'm living 25 years in Germany, I don't make this r anymore. For example, this is very interesting too.
May I answer?
Yes, yeah.
Do you need a tip about L?
Yeah.
So in Russian, there are two L sounds, the hard one and the soft one. Yeah, L, L. And the European L, it's somewhere in between. So the Russian one will be with the tip of your tongue pushing the teeth and the back part of your tongue striving back. L, L, L. It may really sound like ooh. Yeah, it's true. But in the fluent speech, you will recognize the correct sound. L, lampa. And the soft one, L, L. The tongue doesn't touch the teeth. And the middle of the tongue is raised a little bit, and the back part doesn't strive back. L, L, and the lips can help you. Lampa.
Or lampa.
O. Try it.
Lampa. Yeah, it's for me it's difficult, but I will. Lampa.
And do you pronounce U? Do you pronounce U sound?
Yeah, ty.
U, super.
Yeah.
So try to pronounce L, thinking about U sound.
Hmm.
Like you are trying to pronounce both at the same time. Oh, try it.
Lampa, lampa.
Oh,
Yeah, I will try it later.
yeah.
But for me, it's a hard sound, a bit where I have
Yeah.
problems because I'm used to speak the German way. So
I
lampa,
see. It
lampa.
is. It's one of the hardest sounds in Russian. L, la. Yeah, it's true. Join my YouTube channel. There are some videos in it. Yeah. And about ra as well. If we have time, okay, I will give you some tips on ra as well. Okay, thank you very much. Kian.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate your presentation. I've seen some videos about from articulation coaches, and I wondered if there were some specific exercises that you have your students do to, and of course it depends on which language they're coming from, but yeah, we don't all use the tongue the same, so there's certain things that some of us may need to work harder on than others. So,
Sorry, I didn't get the question.
so I'm curious if there are exercises that you encourage people to do to help develop the ability to produce some of these sounds that that we may not produce. You know, I'm a native English speaker, but so I'm curious if you have. I'm not familiar with your videos. Maybe you get into this. So.
Of course, there are some exercises, and it depends on the native language of a person. But for Russian, for those who are studying Russian in general, I would recommend to work on the tip of your tongue. So like this. But it takes time. If you're doing it, if you do it right now once, it won't help, of course. It takes time, a few months.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it will help. And a few more. So could you write me on Instagram? I can send you a video, 40-minute warm-up. Yeah, with exercises like this. Will?
Will, yes. Da. Yes, I'm a big fan of phonetics, so I really appreciated what you presented today. Where can I find your YouTube videos?
On YouTube.
Well, yeah, but
So if you join my Instagram, there is a link to YouTube. Or you can write me directly on Instagram and I will send you a link if you don't find it. But the name of the channel is the same, Sound Like a Russian. Ken отправил ссылку в чат. Ken sent a link to the chat.
Can you hear me? I have no idea where my microphone
Yeah,
is.
I can see it
Oh.
and I can hear you.
Yeah, okay. So you were talking about the songs, and I agree with you that they don't help in intonation and the rhythm. And I think intonation and the rhythm is more important than saying the sounds correctly. It's important too, of course, but if you have the right rhythm, the natural rhythm, in Hungarian, for example, because I teach Hungarian and I don't speak Russian at all. But I think the rhythm and intonation is far more important. But I think for the sounds, it might be useful to listen to songs. What do you think?
For the consonant sounds, I would say yes. But it works with Russian. And with Hungarian, I would say that vowel sounds are also heard clearly in songs. Yeah, but for Russian, it doesn't work because we have this reduction rules. O changes to A, ye changes to E. So, and in songs, it doesn't work like that. For consonants, yes. Yeah, for example, when we practice this L, soft L sound, I usually send a song La La Tapala, the name of the song. Yeah, and they sing it La La Tapala, and you hear it a lot of times, and you may get used to it. Anybody agree, disagree? Your experience? Maybe you're a fan of Russian songs, and now we destroyed your mood. But if you don't have a question, I would probably practice with you.
Okay, Maria, thank you very much for the presentation. Very nice. Today I have a sore throat, so it's not working properly with my voice, but I would like to give you a sample of my Russian, if it's possible, so that you can feedback if I should work on any sounds or something like that. Is it possible?
It is possible, but to understand the whole picture, I need to hear a lot from you. It's not
Okay,
just one
okay.
sentence, but we can try with one sentence.
Okay, let's make an attempt at least.
Yeah. Would you like to read or just to speak?
Or I can just tell you something about myself, probably, so that would be natural English,
Yeah.
Russian. Окей, so с чего начать? Меня зовут Жанна, я преподаватель русского языка в войске. Я уже учусь русского языка, когда мне было 10 лет. Кажется, что надо работать над многими вещами в моей речи и так далее, и так далее. Но буду очень благодарна, когда вы-то что-то можете подсказать, что-то лучше, что-то надо подшить и так далее, и так далее.
А где вы преподаете русский? Where do you teach Russian? Sorry.
In the army.
And and where did you study it, if I may?
English or Russian?
Russian.
I learned English at school.
But I mean, in Russia or
No, in Poland.
in Poland.
Mhm.
Okay. Because I cannot judge right now, but
Okay.
I heard something from the southern pronunciation, southern Russian
Interesting.
pronunciation, but I need to hear more.
Okay.
So for now, I can say that very good. You have very pure Russian language. Sometimes mess with stresses, but
Okay.
stresses are stress.
Ударение.
Yes. So we are talking only about pronunciation right now. Yeah. I would advise you to work with your ch sound, ch, because in Russian it's soft. In Polish, it's hard.
It's hard, yes.
Ch, ch,
Мгм.
ch,
Thank you.
ch. Очень.
Очень.
С чего начать? С чего начать? And one more, by the way, you said с чего.
С чего
С чего начать? We write it like с чего, but we pronounce it like с чего.
Чего?
Чего. This is number one, and number two, soft consonants, but not everywhere, in
Okay.
certain positions. And for this, I need to hear more because we
Okay.
need to distinguish which
I'm already
which is
happy.
difficult ones.
Okay.
Okay.
I was working on my L sound, so I think it's getting better. But
Yeah, in the word let.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's true.
But not everywhere.
Not everywhere.
So we need to see what is the hardest position for you.
Milla, for example, Milla. This sounds very interesting when you say it. Almost impossible.
Мыло.
Мыло.
Yeah, I gave this tip to Regina, I think, yeah.
Мыло.
Мыло.
It's almost like an
Мыло.
exercise for your mouth, like when you stretch it.
Мыло.
Мыло. Like that.
Those who have never studied Russian are just terrified right now, I think. Мыло. Yeah, so when you pronounce L sound, think about U, because the back part of your tongue must work here. Мыло.
Мыло.
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. First you will exaggerate it, but then it will come more naturally.
Спасибо большое.
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 Yeah, спасибо
Спасибо.
большое. Or for those who struggle with this, you can say спасибо огромное, which means thanks a bunch.
And what if you struggle with R? What would you say? Just спасибо.
Exactly.
If you were writing music in songs, could you write music that would be good for Russian language learners? That
Wow, that's a good question. because-
challenge question.
Yeah, I didn't expect it. That's why it's so good.
No answer necessary. Just
Hey, anybody, maybe anybody who's right now with us or listening to this talk, maybe you write music and you have ideas, contact me. I can sing, not very good, but I love to. So we can do something.
For example, for R, широка река von Надежда Кадышева, for
Yeah,
example.
but what will you do if you just cannot pronounce R? If
Yeah,
you
but
just
it's listen and try to. It is like I would say, it's in every language. For me, it's so I haven't studied phonetics very much. You have studied it much more. But I would say Nadezhda Kadышeva is pronouncing this very good in the song, and I think if you listen it and try it, for example, such song it's a natural song where you can try.
Mhm.
It's everything just to try. I would say, but I think you're you know it. I don't know how many years you have studied this, but I think but I would learn it this way, that I listen a song and that I try to sing it too, and that it becomes better and better.
For some people, it works. It really works. Some people have good ears, talent, I don't know, gift. Yeah, and they just repeat. But most people cannot do it. We have 5 minutes left. Thank you, Sonia. And about R, we pronounce it differently again, depending on the position. For example, in широка, широка река, широка, here you can replace R sound with a flap T, R, like city, 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 широка, 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 широка. In the fluent speech, you will not notice the difference. Flap T, Russian R, between vowels, all the same. Barbara wants to ask something.
Hi, Maria. Thank you so much especially for the tip about the L, because I never got it right, but now I think I have some exercise to do. Thank you so much. And so I just wanted to share a comment about this song topic, because I recently fell in love with Suno. This is an AI. I don't know if you know it or other people know it, but you can create your songs in your language. And it's actually I tried it in a few languages. It's a very good accent, and the pronunciation is very good, especially in German, for example. I tried it in English. So maybe the Russian version, I would be curious how you would assess the quality of the Russian language.
Okay.
But I find it so interesting because you can even create your own words or poems or whatever, and then create the music. So I would be curious what your opinion is, if you think it's a good quality to the pronunciation.
Okay.
Because it's AI, so it's not a human interaction.
Okay, I'll check it. Suno, right?
Suno, yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
I have a question. Do you think Russian rap songs would be closer to natural speech?
Rap songs, if you can do it, my applause to you. If you can do a Russian rap song. Because I'm thinking about a very fast rap right now. It's hard. For me, it's hard. If you can do it, maybe. But again, here we come to the question, is it enough to just repeat after a native speaker, or you need something else to improve your pronunciation. The shadowing technique, it's very good, but you need some feedback. You need to know if you put the tongue properly, if your placement is correct. Yes. Well, if you have a good ear and if you can just copy pronunciations, it may work. Yeah. Yeah. And do you love rap? Probably.
Yeah, a little bit.
And what rap songs or singers, Russian singers, would you recommend to Russian learners?
I don't know any rappers, but I like the singer Meral.
Marel?
Meral.
Mirel? There is a rap song made by Suno. Check out the chat.
Noise MC.
Noise MC. Yeah, but he's not just reading, I think. He's also singing. Mirel. Okay, I see. I'll check it. But the intonation is not natural. I mean, it's not for live speech. So if you have problems with intonation, then probably rap songs won't help you. But to practice pronouncing the sounds, it may be good, of course. Yeah.
Basta.
I'm not against it.
Basta.
Basta.
Очень популярный.
Да. But he's trying to sing, yeah?
Да.
He's not just reading it.
Ну, раньше он только, считал рэп,
Ага.
сейчас он уже поет.
Basta Yershov. I see the chat. I'm looking at the chat. Yershov. Okay. I would recommend watching TV shows, popular TV shows, something funny. And by TV shows, I mean не сериалы, а шоу, программы. How do we say it?
Why? Why not serious?
I'm not against serious. Watch them, watch films, watch everything. But in films and series, sometimes they know what they will say, and that's why it's not that natural.
Yeah, I know. I found one serial what I found kind of pretty natural. Olga, probably you know it. Olga on TNT. It's to me it seems to be really natural how they speak, and they even use swear words.
Sorry, Olga. It's the name of the
serial. Yeah, Olga.
Okay, Olga serial. Maybe it depends on the school, on the acting school, on the way the actor does it. Yeah, but if we're talking about TV shows, they do not prepare their speech. Usually it's spontaneous and it's really hard to understand. But yeah, that's what we are doing with my students, for example, trying to understand native speech.
And could you recommend one TV show?
Just a minute. Could you recommend a YouTube channel in Russian that talks about everyday topics and situations? Comedy, news, interviews, life hacks. And not for Russian learners, right? Okay, I'll think about it. And I think I have to make a list of such channels. Okay, it's a very good question. And I have one recommendation because I have just watched this TV show recently. If you like comedy, then it's Натальная карта. It's very popular right now. I don't know if you heard about it. Натальная карта. It's just fun. Also, some of my students like crime stories, not crime stories, but how is it called? Crime investigations, crime, something with crime. A journalist is talking about crimes that happened long ago and true crime. Yeah, thank you. And there is this YouTube channel, Dela. One more, Topless. I'm not sure about the how they write it in Russian or in English or yeah, but I think you will find it. It's really popular. Topless is on various topics about the world, about life and death. We have to end the session. I see the message. So thank you very much for coming, for listening to me, for asking questions. It was very nice to answer your questions. I cannot say that it was very nice to start the speech because I was nervous a little bit, but then it was very good. It felt good. Thank you very much. Good luck. Have a nice time. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Practice Russian and other languages. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I hope to see you here or in person maybe one day.
Thank you very much. So have you registered that it was me who sang Katyusha?
Thank
Sorry?
you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.